Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Saltcast. I'm your host, Alex. I'm here with my two co-hosts, Sebastian and the magnificent Bert.
My name's Bert.
His name's Idiot Stupid Baby.
That's his alter ego. We have a regularly scheduled episode. We have some news. We have some shows that came out, some streaming stuff. Invincible episode, what is it, 6?
Yes. Yeah.
And the first two episodes of X-Men 97 came out. We'll talk about those a little bit. So that's going to be the general gist of this episode for anybody that is curious. But yeah, we'll start with news like we usually do. Who has some things they want to go over? Bert, I'm sure you've got a few things.
Nothing.
Well,
right.
I figured. I have a lot, so I don't know if I should go first. I'm pretty sure I will steal none of yours this time, though.
You can go first, because I need to find my notepad thing.
Okay, my first one is actually unrelated to pretty much everything we always talk about on this podcast, but it's hyped me up so much, I was like, what the hell? That I just gotta bring it up. So, it's probably been like a week now. Dr. Dre announced a new Eminem album is coming this year.
What the? That's pretty cool.
That is so hype. Like, I love Eminem, and it's been, like 2 years since his album released, his last one, and that one was, like, an extended version of Music to Be Murdered By, so if you even go further, it's, like, 3 years to the, original of that.
B.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't think you'd know that. I figured that you were a fake fan.
No, I actually...
And even if you were a fan, I figured you'd forget because you just don't remember the name to anything.
I was his top 1% listener on Spotify one year.
I don't use Spotify, but I bet you I could beat that.
I'm a psychopath. Sometimes I just put my headphones in and don't have anything playing, just so I look like I didn't have something playing.
Sometimes I just like the quiet my AirPods give me.
I don't do that, but I definitely pull my phone sometimes when I don't know where I'm going to walk next, and I just am like, let me look like I'm doing something.
Yeah, it's better
Classic.
than standing there like an NPC.
Yeah, just looking around. You pull out your phone and just start randomly scrolling, and you're like, eventually I'll know. Eventually my brain will load, and I'll know where to go.
Mm-hmm. You bust out the weather app, switch to the calculator, look like you're texting someone.
Yeah, exactly. Or I just type into our chat, like the Saltcast one, just random letters, and then don't send it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, new Eminem album coming this year. Super exciting. The rumors are, because of just how Eminem usually, at least in recent years, he has not announced like any of his albums. They just release without him saying anything. Word around the street is that it's going to probably come out on April Fool's because he wants people to think it's not a real album.
That's pretty soon.
Yeah, that would be really exciting if it is true.
I also have a calc test that day.
Let's go, baby. Calc 1 or 2?
2.
Oh, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah.
So yeah, unrelated to our normal stuff, but exciting to me. And that's what I care about.
No, I'm pretty hyped too. I like Eminem.
Mm-hmm. Especially like he's had, 2 bangers in his last 2 albums? I guess if you count Side B as well, but that's more like an expansion.
I think that's the name of it. One of them.
That is a song.
Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah, okay. But Music to Be Murdered By and Kamikaze, legendary.
Those are pretty good albums.
I like Kamikaze.
Hopefully the next one pops off just as much. Yeah, so then back to topics that we normally talk about. I have some things. They end up, I just realized because I'm looking at my notes and I have it split into sections, that it very aggressively lines up with only things I'm interested in, but whatever. We'll start off with Sea of Thieves. They recently put out their roadmap for the year, their next 3 seasons that are this year's. I think it's 12, 13, and 14. Might be 11, 12, 13. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It looks cool. I'm pretty sure you guys know nothing about the Sea of Thieves lore, so kind of hard to explain it. But the main bad guy, Flameheart, is coming back for the first time in a few years.
Oh, I did know.
So that's pretty cool.
I didn't know about him.
Let's
We
go,
should start
baby.
playing Sea of Thieves.
We should.
Yeah.
I like that
I will
game.
say that game has consistent updates. Like, it's been out for a long time, and I still see like the game being updated, and it seems like a lot is added with every season.
And this, well, I wouldn't say like it's always like aggressive, like that's a lot of content, but it's like middle of the road content with occasional bangers. Like the year one thing was a banger. That was probably the biggest banger, honestly, with adding a whole new zone. Then the Pirates of the Caribbean story was a banger.
Mm-hmm.
The Monkey Island might be. I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it seems cool. I can't really speak on that, though. And now this new one also seems to be a banger. Those are like the big ones. There's been small ones between those where they've added like new weapons and fireworks and stuff.
Yeah, but it's
Sea
enough to
forts.
feel like the game is still alive.
Yeah,
And it's,
exactly.
like, it keeps people interested in looking at the game.
Yeah, but what's cool here is that this one is like one of those bangers, like the 3, 4-ish that I listed. So the big thing, like I said, Flameheart's back. The way that's apparently working is there is going to be a ship that roams like the world, but like a bigger ship than normal. So like a ship that is captained by 6 instead of the 4, which is the max right now. That is like Flameheart's ship or something. And then if you sink it, you like take control of that ship, and that's your ship for like the match. And you know, you like
That's cool.
probably get stuff. There's not much information out about it right now, but it seems cool. And then people are thinking like the word around the street is that like after that season concludes, that they will then add a 6-person man of war ship as like a purchasable ship, like to the, you know, sloop, brigantine, galleon, and then we'll get the new ship type once the event's over.
And that'll increase the party size.
Yes, that will be cool. So if you happen to have 5 friends,
Now
very
you can all
unlikely.
play.
Smaller things, but also coming out in this next year. I'm not sure like which is in which season because it's, you know, 3 seasons this year. But some other things that I think are less cool, but still really cool. I think this is like a huge change on the like infantry gameplay, I guess you could call it. They're adding zip lines to like the main world because apparently they're in the Monkey Island thing, but they're not in the main world. So that will be cool. You have your I don't know if you guys have played since they added the harpoons on the ship, but you have harpoons on the ship.
I don't think I played since that happened.
Well, you have harpoons that you can shoot to another ship to like
You
pull
use it
them
to
in,
grab
pull
things.
you in.
We've played with them in the game.
And
Oh, nice.
well, that's old. But the cool thing they're adding is you're going to be able to now walk across those ropes, which I think is like a huge
That'd be cool for
addition for
boarding.
like the infantry, boarding gameplay and stuff like that.
Especially
that's
because
exciting.
It's pretty annoying when you're able to kill everyone on the ship at range, but you can't get there because their anchor is still up.
Yeah.
Now you can
So-
grapple and walk.
And if I don't know, and they're adding a grappling hook, which from what I'm understanding is also like making a line that you could probably walk on or something. Who knows exactly? But if you could like shoot a line from your crow's nest to another ship and like slide down that, or just across and walk across it, that's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like there would have to be a range
Yeah,
limitation. for
obviously
sure.
it's gonna need a range, but
Yeah, I'm sure it's not going to go across the map.
that's like a game changer to me in terms of like infantry PvP, not just
Well, that
ship
makes it-
PvP.
Yeah, that makes it pretty cool because there's different ways to attack a ship now versus just trying to get their ladders. You have
Yeah.
to launch the sky too.
Well, I mean, you guys are like way behind on Sea of Thieves like updates, but there's a lot of ways to stop a ship now. Like you can shoot their masts down and shoot their anchors down and stuff like that. Shoot their wheel off so they can't steer.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways that you can like stop a ship now, but nothing specifically infantry based, which I feel like this is kind of a game changer for that.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes it feel like more like a pirate, or makes it feel more like a pirate game.
Yeah, and then also, this is probably like the lowest level, but still, you know, kind of cool. They're adding a new gun, double-barreled pistol, so it gets 2 shots, or you can like shoot them both at once. It's like a in between of the blunderbuss and like the pistol that's in the game right now for range.
Okay.
And throwing knives. So those at least will look cool. I don't know if they'll be good, but it will definitely feel
knives.
good to kill someone with a throwing knife.
It'll
That
probably do
sounds
a
cool.
sword swipe. Whatever that same is.
Can throw them. That's why they're called throwing knives.
No, I'm saying, but it'll probably do the same damage as like getting sliced by a sword.
I would think less and probably faster.
It should be a one shot to the head.
I don't know. But
Do they
exciting
have one
stuff.
shot in the game?
The sniper can one shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
It would be
So-
a pretty. It would have to see how it actually handles to see if
Yeah.
it would be difficult to do or not. But
Exciting stuff. Really improving the infantry gameplay and expanding the story again. Kind of cool. But honestly, for me, the biggest thing is like the walking on lines. Like the boarding capabilities that are added with that is awesome to me.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that should make it more fun to do different things.
Probably
Oh,
makes
man.
navigation easier too. Like on the islands.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, moving on from Sea of Thieves, which is going to have a banger year. Also this year it's going to PlayStation, so
More
another
players.
thing. We'll move over to Sonic. So Sonic is also having a banger year this year, I guess, with the movie coming out, the Sonic Shadow Generations game. There's probably something else. But now, apparently, word around the Sonic community is that, and this is like almost guaranteed at this point, because there's like this famous in the Sonic community Sonic leaker who's like 100% accuracy with like all of these recent Sonic games that have come out.
Mhm.
That was like confirming this leak. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right, guys.
What is
But
it?
apparently actually Sega in general, not just Sonic, but focusing on Sonic mostly for this, they're thinking of like experimenting with moving their games to Unreal instead of their engines that they have. So like for Sonic, it's the Hedgehog engine. So they are
The Hedgehog engine.
Yeah.
Classic.
Hedgehog Engine 2 actually is the current Sonic engine. But apparently they are going to be remaking an old Sonic game in Unreal as like a test to see how that goes.
That would be interesting to see if there's a performance game between the two.
Yeah, I believe there were other things that they're possibly remaking in Unreal, like Crazy Taxi was one of them.
Yeah.
I remember that game. I used to play that at like arcades.
Yeah. So
Especially, it'll help keep classic games on modern hardware.
yeah, well, this is where it gets crazy, right? So there obviously has been speculation, like what Sonic game is it going to be? Because Sonic games are notorious for never being remade, never even being ported, or even backwards compatible. Like, it's so hard to play old Sonic games besides the original 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 3D Sonic games. Those are hard to come by. So, personally, I would like to see Adventure 1 and have it do well, and then see Adventure 2, because those are fire. I mean, Adventure 2 is my favorite, but like it just wouldn't make sense to do Adventure 2 before Adventure 1, you know?
Yeah, and plus I feel like seeing a 3D Sonic game in an Unreal, like the Unreal Engine, would be a good like benchmark to kind of see if it's worth pursuing or not.
Man, plus, like, Sonic Adventure is so goddamn good. And, like, the adventure span of Sonic games is just, like, completely disregarded in, like, the history and, like, the new Sonic games. They just, like, never talk about it, pretend it doesn't exist. But it's the most popular era of Sonic.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So, that's what I'm hoping for. But, now, like, with recent, like talkings of the Sonic community, it's looking like it's leaning more towards Sonic Heroes, which also a banger. So I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess, but that could be really cool. I guess Heroes probably would deserve it more just for the fact that like Adventure 1 and 2 are on Steam. They run really badly and they're like the original aspect ratio and everything, but they're there. Heroes is like impossible to play without emulation.
That's true.
So Heroes would be a cool choice. I also could see it because it's got a lot of characters, so it like kind of gets you into the Sonic movie with all these characters.
It at least shows
It's like Shadow's
fans.
not in Adventure 1.
We're not fans, but it shows
Cream's
people
not in
the
Adventure
characters
1.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SBO's not in Adventure 1. There's a bunch of characters. So, yeah. Possible big news for Sonic. They're going to be remaking something, probably Heroes. If it does well, they might, fully move to Unreal. Who knows for sure, but I would like them to, because I hate the new Sonic games. I hate that they have no momentum-based physics. It's stupid. Like, why did we get rid of that?
Yeah, it feels
Yeah,
like
that's pretty stupid.
it's an integral feature.
Also, it has
Makes Sonic
crazy
feel good.
pop-in, dude. Like, Sonic Frontiers pop-in is insane. Anyways, moving on to Halo. My final thing. Just only things
God.
I like here. No, this
Halo
one's...
news is so depressing to me.
Yeah, this one's worse than normal, actually.
Oh boy.
Oh, good.
And it doesn't even have to do with the show, which is like you expect that one to be bad. So, Halo has recently had a big networking fix update. And apparently it's terrible.
What a
Apparently things are
shocker.
a lot worse now, so instead of the desync is kind of fixed actually. But now the like character weight and the impact it has on things changes depending on your ping, because they also just recently, now like 3.5 years after launch, they finally added physics to explosions. That just happened. That's not working good though.
Wow.
That's so embarrassing.
So like if your
Yeah,
ping's
this
too
game
high
is-
and a warthog hits you, it just dies.
The Warthog or you?
No, the warthog.
Wow.
Because if your ping's too high, you weigh too much for it to push you or anything.
So
it's
that's
almost
kind of
worth
crazy.
having high ping.
I guess so, yeah.
And you can just be a moving wall.
I guess, yeah. If you can move, because you'll just be like teleporting
Well, that's
around.
the trade-off.
You just
for
get
the
like an
movie.
infinite
Yeah,
mass pack.
it's actually balanced because you can't control yourself. But first of all, crazy that it took them 3+ years to add physics to Halo. I guess it's kind of expected that it would be broken, so whatever.
Yeah.
When it
not
does work, though,
surprised.
because it works every so often, apparently it's like, wow, this finally feels like a Halo game, but, only when it works.
Yeah. I'm so
Um,
over hearing all of the Halo stuff about Infinite. That game just needs to die off already.
It's just
You just
crazy.
need to move on to the whatever's next.
It's just crazy. Like, you, it almost seems like it's not true. Like, how is it so many bad things, like, just constant? Like, they messed this up. Now this. Now this. Now, like, 0 wins in 3 years. You could have, like, minor things, I guess, but it's crazy how it just was, like, setback after setback, like Harvest.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Funny thing that came out too, just because like I just thought the timing with this was funny. Apparently there was like this X343 dev, because they recently wiped 343 and got all new people, who was like had some interview with some article or something, and like this quote was crazy by them. Here, I have it written here. Hold on. It says, X343 devs say the leadership at the studio used to tell them, we don't need to make a great game. It's Halo.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty bad.
People
That's
just buy it.
That's one of the worst things I've ever heard, as far as like a higher up telling somebody that's working on the game what they need to do.
Like, it'll sell.
pretty
It's
bad.
Halo. Just get it enough. But yeah, exact
that-
quote,
if
we
that-
don't
if that-
need to make a great game. It's Halo.
That's very believable though, because it shows
Yeah, it
in
did
the
sell.
games that have came out.
Yeah, but it sells is the problem. People will still buy it.
Yeah.
I would say they kind of tried on 4 and 5.
5,
just-
I wouldn't say they tried on 5.
At least it's multiplayer.
Maybe, I don't know. 5, I think's the biggest mess.
I mean, 5 functioned.
That, I guess, yeah, functionally. I was thinking more like narratively.
Every design decision was bad, but it wasn't broken.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, bad Halo news, possible good Sonic news, great Sea of Thieves news. That is what I have here. Oh, an Eminem album.
Yeah.
It's my main stuff. I'm excited overall. I just kind of update the Halo stuff because it's like, damn, can they mess up again? They did.
Yeah. All right. So is that all you have?
Yeah.
All right. I'll get into my stuff. So quick one. Godzilla Godzilla X Kong comes out March 29th. So I think that's
Friday.
Friday, I think. Yep. Friday. So I think we will probably talk about that at some point on the pod.
I am
since we
not
talked about Godzilla -1.
I am not optimistic. I really don't think it will be anywhere close to -1.
I don't think it'll be
so.
story-wise that good like that, but I do think that they'll do good action and good fights, and
It's going to be like a Transformers movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. It's like a popcorn movie. It's one of those things where it's just a lot of action, a lot of cool
turn
stuff
your
going
brain
on,
off
hopefully.
Just enjoy the explosions and the monsters fighting.
Like Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
exactly. And I'm kind of into that, honestly, from Godzilla at least. So
They can only get away with that due to the fact that there is Godzilla content out there where you can get a good story. Otherwise, they would be so disappointing to be like, this is our Godzilla content.
I mean, Godzilla and like MonsterVerse stuff, when there's something really good like -1, it's like, wow, that's crazy good, and it's like very not the norm for like that genre. Like, for people to be satisfied with a Godzilla movie, it's all about the Godzilla parts of it, because it's like universally accepted that the human part usually sucks.
Except -1.
Yeah, except that one. There's occasional diamonds in the rough.
I think that's because they choose to focus their attentions in the wrong spot. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. But that'll be fun, at least. Hopefully, we'll see. There's some cool monsters that are going to be in it, so I'm excited for that. What else do we have here? Some Marvel stuff, MCU news. Deadpool and Wolverine. Sebastian, you might have mentioned this. I can't remember if we were just talking about it or if we said it on the podcast. But
no, I sent it in the chat, in our group chat, and I said, "Is this canon?" I know
the
what you're
Deadpool
talking about.
Wolverine. That there's going to be a character in each different universe that if that character is killed, then that universe is going to like die.
Yeah, we didn't say it on the pod, but I sent it like in the chat.
Okay, yeah. So there's more to that now. So the rumor that you
Look at
heard
that,
is
guys. I get the good news early.
Yeah, sounding like it's more likely. Because I heard a couple other outlets had like articles about it, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if it is true or not, but it's definitely being talked about. So basically, I kind of mentioned it. There's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine is going to like bring this new concept into the multiverse where there's like a central character that holds that universe together. So,
and are they from? They're from different ones or the same? Probably different, right?
who? Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
It's looking like they're going to be from different. It'll be the Deadpool from the 2 Deadpool movies that we saw.
Yeah,
and
but the
then
thing
probably
is,
a
there's
different
X-Men
Wolverine.
in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be all from different universes.
So then, just if that concept is true, they're both going to be like that for their universes for sure.
Maybe. I could see Deadpool being his because it would just be funny.
Yeah,
and that
because
would
he
be a
can't
very
die.
Deadpool thing to do. Yeah.
That would be kind of funny.
So what makes it a big deal is for the main Marvel universe, like our MCU one.
Yeah, who is it?
Because apparently, who do you guys think it would be? Because there's
here's my
person that they're assuming it is.
Obviously, we can't know for sure, but it depends if the dusting counts as dying. Because if that does, that like already wipes out a bunch of people. Like it can't be them, you know?
Well, no, because the multiverse didn't exist at that point, technically.
So anyone who got dusted could still be it.
Yeah.
I feel like they would just go with the easy Spider-Man pick then.
Yeah, I feel like that's the easiest one. And that's like the person that a lot of people assume that it's going to be because everything is kind of going to be centered around Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He's the biggest name left
so far.
Yeah, and he's by far like the biggest character that they have left.
Could be Wanda too.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think Wanda's big enough though, like mainstream enough for that.
I mean, I
But
think the
Spider-Man
most
definitely is.
likely is
herself?
probably him, yeah. She's alive.
Yeah, Wanda's definitely alive, I think. Unconfirmed, but
absolute
we didn't see a
worst
body,
thing-
so
She probably
Worst
is.
thing they could do is give it to one of these new characters. That would be tragic.
It's Captain Marvel.
yeah.
Honestly, I'd prefer her to like just the ones that have recently been popping up post Endgame.
Ironheart.
We haven't
Yeah,
even seen
right?
Iron. Oh wait, no, yeah, we did. I was gonna
Imagine
say,
it's just some guy, not even a superhero.
it's just some guy in the universe.
It's Jeff
You bet.
from around the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Happy Hogan.
Yeah, what if it's Justin Hammer?
That would be tragic. But yeah, so that's an interesting concept. I guess it adds a little bit more stakes to the multiverse thing, because that's kind of the thing with the multiverse. Like,
Finally, some
there's always
stakes.
somebody. Yeah, there's always somebody else out there. So it's like, does it really matter? But when you add that little quirk to it, it does add some drama. So maybe that'll be a cool thing.
That's a very cool
Um,
thing, I think, if it exists.
Yeah, so it's kind of looking like it might be true. Another thing, MCU related. Apparently, Kang is supposed to still be a big part of Kang Dynasty. They haven't changed that title. It's still the working title as of right now. And they are saying that it looks like it will probably just be a variant of Kang, that he'll still be involved in that movie and possibly in Secret Wars.
The same
So it's a
actor.
but-
recast.
Yeah, so it'd be like a variant. It wouldn't be Jonathan Majors.
That's so weird though, because they'll be like, oh, it's a different variant, but we've already seen like a billion variants that looked
Yeah,
exactly the
stadium
same.
full of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That'll be something to look out for if they decide to go that route. And the other part of that is they want to keep Kang in it, but they want to add a second villain
I did hear
that I'm
that.
assuming will be the one that kind of like takes over that role, since they're trying to like get rid of him quickly.
I still like
without-
Bert's old theory from a while back where they should have just had Doom open up a movie, like killing a gang and him being like, finally, that's all of them.
That would
That
be
would be
pretty
funny.
cool.
That was Bert's theory. That would have been God tier.
Yeah.
He's just going around
would be
killing
funny.
all the gangs.
He's like,
Yeah, and that would be good. But I'm hoping that it is Doom. It would be cool if it was Doom. Some people are saying maybe the Beyonders or the Beyonder.
I would like it to be
So-
Doom, but I don't know. It's kind of like weird to have two. Hopefully, like it doesn't just end up making him lame.
you think they'll do more
Yeah.
celestial stuff?
I think they're going to probably keep that to the Eternals, because there is supposed to be Eternals 2. So that will probably stay in like its own corner of the universe.
Yo,
Maybe they'll
Eternals
address-
is better than people say. Just saying.
It wasn't terrible.
I think Eternals is overly hated. It's not bad by any stretch. But yeah,
scene
that's
of
all the
bus turning
MCU
into
news. So
Butterflies was cool, or petals.
I saw some MCU that this could also be fake, because all my MCU news comes from like random community posts I see when scrolling through YouTube and like polls of someone trying to sell shirts or something. And I
Yeah.
always see that and then I screenshot. I'm like, guys, is this canon?
That's
What
But I
else
saw
do you
one
have?
literally like 20 minutes ago where it was like a picture of Tom Holland, and it's like Spider-Man 4 reportedly Peter or Spider-Man is like totally shedding his Peter Parker persona, and just he like even to himself is now just Spider-Man.
I mean, he's in like the perfect place right now where he could do that. Spider-Man has tried to do that before in the past in the comics, so I mean, it could be a potential storyline.
Yeah.
But it usually doesn't work for him. He usually ends up.
I don't expect it to
Going
work,
back.
but apparently, I who knows? Could just be a random post, but that's what I saw 20 minutes ago, and that would be cool.
Yeah. So outside of the MCU, there's some Marvel, some other Marvel news. 2 Marvel games that are currently in development. One just had like a big like cinematic trailer drop. It's called Marvel 1943, I think, Rise of Hydra. It's the Black Panther Captain America game. Like the dual.
I
I was
remember
like,
you
what
talked
are you
about
talking?
this
Yeah, I had
a
no
while
idea what you were
back.
talking about until you said the Black Panther America thing.
Yeah, but there was a trailer for it. It looked all right. It wasn't no gameplay or anything. It was all story based. But I don't know. Looked kind of interesting. It takes place in 1943, and I guess Hydra's like going around doing whatever they're doing at that time, and then Captain America and Black Panther are crossing paths during that
Wait, so
time
who is
period.
Black Panther if it's in that time period?
It would probably be T'Challa's grandfather.
I see.
So it wouldn't be T'Chaka. It would be somebody else.
T'Chorka?
I'm not sure. No, he has a name. I don't actually know his name. I don't think it would be T'Chaka though.
Grand
But yeah.
Chaka?
I don't know how I feel about that until we actually see like gameplay and stuff.
Yeah. Who knows? It's either going to be a watch the story video on YouTube or maybe it's good.
Yeah. I hope it's like one of those games that like the Guardians game, because we talked about this the other day too, Sebastian, where
One of my
Underrated.
favorite games.
yeah, super
No one
underrated,
talks about
but
that
actually,
game.
I love that game.
but actually good.
That game got overly hated just because the voices are like off because you're used to the movie ones, and the looks are off because you're used to the movie ones. But once you get used to it, game is legendary.
Yeah, I don't know who's voicing Black Panther, but I know the voice, and I can't. It's so familiar. It sounds like Ezekiel from The Walking Dead. Actually, is who I feel like it is.
I don't remember what that guy sounds like.
It sounds just like him to me. But yeah, that'll be interesting. And then this one actually got me excited because this game could potentially be really fun and very interesting, and the concept is very intriguing to me. It's called Marvel Rivals is what apparently the name is of the game.
Pretty sure I have no idea what this is.
It's supposed to be a 6v6 Overwatch style multiplayer competitive game with the Marvel skin, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Marvel characters and all that. That I feel like could be super cool if they did it right and if they don't drown it in microtransactions
They
and all that kind of
probably
stuff.
won't. They're gonna
But it's the
pump it
perfect game
full
to
of
do that for.
skins.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard because like I hate Overwatch so much that I almost will like just hate this game for existing in the genre. Overwatch.
I don't hate Overwatch. I mean, it's fun.
Overwatch
The concept is a
not
fun concept.
Overwatch was fun like 10 what year is it? 2023? Like 8 years ago. No, what year is it now? So 16, 4, 5, 6, 7. Overwatch was fun like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's an interesting concept, and apparently there's a studio working on that.
An Overwatch like game is only fun if you have like teammates that talk to you and you actually communicate.
Yeah, like let's say you
Normally,
have
they devolve into toxic communities.
True, but that's all gaming, honestly. 6 people on a team, they're gonna need a lot of heroes.
Yeah, they already dropped like a potential roster, and there's a lot of them on there. Doctor Strange, Wanda, Spider-Man, Black Panther. There was a ton. I can't remember.
I understand why they wouldn't go for this because the hero shooter is definitely the more popular genre, but I would rather it be a MOBA.
Really? And, all the Guardians are supposed to be in it, so all of them. I think Storm was another one.
I don't think it's gonna do well. It's just like the hero shooter genre in general is like dead now, with the only one around being really Overwatch, and that one even like everyone hates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something to just keep an eye on. And last thing I have for news, it's a random one, but I know, Sebastian, you were a big fan of Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Yes.
Apparently they're talking about Malcolm in the Middle revival. Apparently that's Frankie Muniz, Malcolm, is apparently he said that there are talks that are ongoing for that, potentially. So,
Cool, I guess. I mean, I don't, it's not like, oh my god, I love this show. I thought it was good.
yeah, but I just saw that the other day and I just thought it was interesting. That would be cool, though. I would watch it. I liked Malcolm in the Middle.
I would try it, but I don't know. It kind of ended, I think it was a good ending, but yeah, I guess we'll see. They gotta be so old now.
Yeah,
I mean, they all have
Dewey.
kids now.
And they had another kid in the, like, last season. I
Yeah.
forget, Jamie, I think is his name was.
But that's all the news I have, so we can get into
Wait,
the
I just
main
remembered
stuff.
something. 2 things, actually. One, apparently Baldur's Gate 3 development is now, like, they're done. Like, no more big content things, which is reasonable. Like, it's been a while.
I feel like there's so much that people
Oh,
Probably
this
won't finish
just
it
reminded
for a
me of
while.
something too.
Yeah, so Baldur's Gate 3, legendary game. I love it. I finished it. It's amazing. I think Act 2 is probably the best part, but man, it's such a good game. You guys seriously gotta just spare 150 hours one day and play it.
One
Yeah.
day.
This reminds me of something. This reminds me of something. Did you hear about the new? It's kind of like Baldur's Gate, Dragon's Dogma 2. You hear about that game?
Yes, I've
actually
played
looks
Dragon's
really-
Dogma before.
It actually looks really good.
Darker
There's a lot of
Villain, I
people
think?
saying it is a sleeper for Game of the Year for this year. That it's like pretty fucking good.
Dragon's Dogma is one of those games that feels like a game, you know? Like, it's not like you get immersed into it. You're like, I'm playing a game and this is fun just because it's fun. Like, there's shit
Yeah.
that's there and you're like, they did that just because it's cool, not because it makes sense. And sometimes that's just good.
Yeah. Well, apparently this game is like super hyped up right now. A lot of people are liking it, and I've only seen really positive things about it.
Yeah. Dragon's
So,
Dogma, at least.
It is
I
single
haven't-
player though.
Yeah, I haven't played the new one, but I remember it had this like cool, like, first of all, it always had like a cool magic system compared to just like being a gun, like that freaking, what was that game called that came out last year? That was a huge disappointment. You know the one, Bert.
Immortals of Avium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Unlike that lame magic system, Dragon's Dogma's always had cool magic. So, I don't know,
I
maybe
don't
I'll
know
try
much
it out.
about it.
I just like so aggressively grinded but like a huge single player RPG that it's like, can I commit to another one right now? Probably not.
Yeah.
You need to take a break.
Yeah. All right. Any other news stuff before we get into the review stuff?
Probably not. Maybe I'll say it at the end if I remember something.
All right. So, what do you guys want to start with? Invincible or X-Men?
X-Men.
Invincible.
What?
Oh.
Okay, X-Men. Because it's shorter. I guess it's the same amount of content, but we'll do X-Men first.
All right. So, X-Men 97 just dropped the last week. First 2 episodes are out. I think that they're dropping an episode every Wednesday. I think is
Yes.
what they said.
That's
so
fire.
tomorrow, as of recording, tomorrow will be another one.
Nice.
But
Then the next damage.
yeah.
Even nicer.
So, what are your guys' initial thoughts? Think of the episodes as one episode. What are your initial thoughts on the series so far?
I feel like I'm missing something, but
That makes sense because there's a show that took place 30 years before this. So yeah,
and
would be
knowing
missing a
that,
little bit.
That makes sense, and I enjoyed it despite feeling like I was missing a previous story.
Yeah, what I realized was I remember much less than I thought. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I
Holy
can give you a
crap, I
little
was
context. Professor X is not there.
well, that
case you
part
didn't
was
notice that.
obvious, but like,
made
Yeah.
sure to tell us
He's-
that.
Yeah, he's not actually dead though. He isn't actually dead, which you would know if you watched the old show.
yeah, I thought
He
he
is
was
in
dead.
space. He's in space with his girlfriend.
He
But
just wanted
the
a
X-Men don't know that.
vacation.
Yeah, so they do think he is dead, but he's not dead. So he'll probably be back at some point. A lot of other characters are either dead or left the team though, so like that's a thing. So we might not see some people. but
Tell me this though, because maybe I'm thinking of a totally different show. Is this not the same X-Men show where they used to go to high school?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so. They
I
never really
remember-
had a ton of younger characters on the team. Like Jubilee's always been the youngest.
I remember, this might be a totally different one. Maybe I'm just trolling myself, but I remember one where like the world ended and then they had to like go back in time to like fix the world from those giant robots that are in these first 2 episodes. So that's why I'm like, it's got to be the same show.
The Sentinels. I mean, that's a very popular storyline. That's the Days of Future Past storyline. It's been done in a movie. It's been
I was
done
about
in
to say, that sounds like a
animation.
movie.
Yeah,
But
it's been
I
done
have
a lot
seen
of
it in
times.
animation. I know I have.
No, they did do it in animation. I think you're thinking of Wolverine and the X-Men or X-Men like Unlimited or something. I can't remember the
but
name
I know
of the other
that.
one.
But I also know the song. Like I hear the song and I'm like, that's the theme song, but it's kind of different actually. Yeah, I'm like that. I'm pretty
was
sure I
actually
have
such a good song.
combined. I'm pretty sure I've combined 2 shows in my mind to thinking they're the same show, and now I'm just so confused watching this because I'm like, What?
Yeah.
Which one is from this?
I am pleasantly surprised though by this show. Episode 1 kind of had me like a little weary because they changed the song right off the bat. Like they had that extra like guitar part of
I
it,
didn't notice.
which it's like
I was jamming
it's still
out.
the same, but yeah, they did change it slightly. I was like, oh my god, why do you have to mess with something that's already awesome? But it wasn't a big deal, whatever. And then episode 1, they had like a lot of exposition moments where they're like super kind of cheesy, and they're just like, I'm Storm, the goddess of the storm, and
I think
I
they
can
had
make
to
lightning.
do that because people like me,
Yeah, there's like a
not knowing.
Yeah, but it didn't
Yes.
help.
but it was
didn't
just
help.
so like in your face. Like you could do it in a better way.
is
It's
true.
not
I
even
was
that.
like, all right,
It
whatever.
didn't help. I'm still confused even after that. Like
I mean,
people are like too much say it for me. I can't remember the word now.
Exhibition.
Exposition. That's the word. Exposition. They're like too
Yeah.
much exposition, and I'm like, too much character exposition. I need world exposition. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that is true.
yeah. They're assuming. Well, I mean, it's taking place right after the other show, so they're assuming people watch the other show.
I have seen the other show, but it's been 20 years.
It's been 30 years almost, which
Yeah,
is crazy
well,
to think about.
Point is, I don't remember. Why
Yeah.
don't they have a
Anyway.
previously on X-Men in episode 1?
They
Yeah,
should have
that
done that.
maybe would have been good. But overall, I really liked it. I liked episode 1
I'll watch
towards the end.
episode 3 when
They
it comes out.
Apparently, people that have seen it early say episode 3 bumps up the entire show if you take them all together, like another like 2 points. Apparently, episode 3 is by far better than 1 and 2. That's what I
That's
heard.
exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it. Episode 1 was okay. Episode 2 was good. In episode 1, like the main thing that I'm remembering, besides being confused, was thinking that scene where like the giant robot grabbed Cyclops out of the plane, and he like that scene there, that was pretty cool.
That was,
Oh my god, they finally
that
did
looked
Cyclops
really
justice.
nice too. And Cyclops was so cool when they were falling out of the plane and he had to land. He was like, "Good work, X-Men."
But
Dude just
how
walked
did-
in and landed with his eye.
That shit was awesome.
Look, I know that it's cool, but logistically, how does that? Like, so he just dove head first into the ground.
That's
What
exactly what he
happens?
fucking did.
I think what they did a good job of showing was early on in the episode when he was fighting, he was using his eyes
yes.
to move around, showing
Yeah,
that,
that was
there
true.
is some
Epic.
sort of force behind him. So then
No,
when he went
like
Super
that, yeah.
Saiyan with his eyes, it kind of made sense why it could slow him down.
All
Yes.
I'm saying is to hold your whole body with your neck.
Well, I mean, if you would,
No,
I was
I don't-
trained for it.
I don't
if I
care.
could do it, would you not?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. I'm not saying that it's bad. I liked it. It's just a funny thought. Like,
It is.
holy
Yeah.
crap.
No, but I was fully in, man. When that started happening, I was like, wow, this is fucking the type of superhero craziness I want from the X-Men.
Yes.
And like I loved how they were working together as a team. Like so many times people don't do the X-Men right because they're like one of the best teams in Marvel,
Dude,
other than
when he
maybe
said,
like you could
"To me,
argue the
my
Fantastic
X-Men,"
Four.
That was so
Oh my
cool.
god. I got a little worried. I thought Rogue was going to say something stupid like
Like
I love
it's
it when he
X in
says that
time?
or something. Yeah, or something dumb. And then she just laughed. I was like, "Oh, that was perfect." It was like they just let it be, and it was like, "Oh, thank you." That was perfect. Dude, Bert, you're so right though. When that Sentinel grabs him out of the plane.
I said that.
And well, no, Bert said that he like when he says "Good job, everybody," and then just starts diving
when
towards the
he's
ground.
falling
Yeah,
and
he was
he's
like,
like,
just waiting
Yeah.
for
meet
like,
you on the
confirmation
ground or
that they were all
something.
good, and he was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, he's just falling.
And then he
Yeah.
just nose
One
dives.
thing that's cool, that is pretty cool. Like you guys, what do you think of Morph? Do you guys like Morph?
Yo, this
He's
guy
the one that can
seems
transform.
OP. He seems like Gorla from the MCU.
yeah.
Morph is like the perfect character because there's some characters that aren't like that you can't bring back. Like there's so many X-Men, you can't include everybody.
Yeah, he's like a
the
cameo
perfect cameo machine. Yes, he's perfect for it.
But he
Really,
seems
I
OP
like
as
that a lot.
hell.
Does he have
Like,
a weakness? Like as a
I mean, he's
He
not
just-
like super durable or anything. Like he doesn't get the
But he,
powers
like-
of people. He just looks like them.
But he could fly. Well, I guess because he had wings. So, like, if
Yeah.
he turned into Cyclops, he couldn't shoot lasers.
No.
it's purely cosmetic.
Okay, so less so. Yeah, purely
Yeah.
cosmetic. He's not paid to win.
Yeah, he turned into Psylocke one time in episode 1 or I can't remember.
He turned
but
into Cyclops.
No, he turned into
Not Cyclops, into Colossus.
Yeah, he turned into Colossus.
yeah, he turned into Colossus, and he turned into Psylocke.
Wouldn't that
turned
get,
into
like,
Angel?
Would he get through like his skin?
I don't think it would.
It
but
looked
I don't
like
know.
it because he used it as a defense.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
So I think
maybe.
he
I'm not
does get
exactly
their
sure.
powers.
No, but that's like a physical.
Oh, that is true. So maybe he inherits physical attributes.
Maybe.
I think it's
don't
just
know. I'd
going to
have
be
actually
whatever the
look.
plot needs, to be honest.
Yeah, at the time.
Okay. I won't think too much about it.
What did you guys think about the animation? Did you think the animation was pretty good all throughout?
It took
I
me
have
like
a
a
couple
minute
thoughts about the animation.
to realize
I don't know
that
if
my
it-
internet
sorry.
wasn't buffering.
So you're like, this looks like it's 480p.
Yeah, I was like, why does it look weird? And then I was like, oh, it's probably because that's the art style. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty nice.
So I think that, I don't know, maybe it's because like I watch a lot of anime, not impressed with the animation.
I just
There
don't
is,
think
like,
it's
Specific moments that are all right. I think the colors are cool, but I think it's super stiff.
It is stiff. Definitely is stiff. They're trying to keep it similar to the one from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So it
which
naturally does
makes
look
sense.
bad. And I'll admit there are a couple times where I was like, ugh, that didn't look good. Like there's sometimes where people's mouths are moving and they're not talking.
Yeah, actually, I did
stuff.
notice
Like,
that was kind of.
So there
Usually-
were a couple things like that. But I think where the animation did improve a lot was in like the
Anything
use of
with
their
Magneto
powers.
was god tier.
Yeah, the use of their powers, Cyclops optic beams, Gambit's like explosions, like
Dude, when
any like
Cyclops is
energy
landing,
stuff.
That was such
Energy
a cool,
stuff looked
like,
good.
explosion.
Yeah, that was.
I might not be a fan of like the movement, but I do really like the colors.
Yeah, that's where I think it does improve is the colors and like the energy stuff and that kind
It
of
does
thing.
look really
But yeah,
nice.
the movement does kind of look stiff at times. What'd you guys think of the voice actors? Did they bother you? They're the same voice actors from the original show.
Yeah,
in case
it's
you were
not like
wondering.
I would remember anyways.
Didn't
So.
bother me. It's the first time
Yeah,
hearing them.
I mean, I noticed Wolverine sounds weird and Rogue sounds weird, but they're 30 years older.
That might
so.
be true. I
Wolverine
guess
sounds
I
like a
probably
pirate.
noticed Wolverine was a little bit weird. Cyclops has a legendary voice.
Cyclops and Magneto
voicing him?
have really good voices.
Cyclops sounds like the guy that says previously on in every other show in existence.
Yeah,
He does.
Cyclops has got a good voice actor. Magneto's I liked. Everybody sounded good except for Wolverine and Rogue, but I was like willing. It's not something to like take away points for. It was just something I noticed. But what else did I want to mention? Story-wise, they kind of go crazy with the story, honestly. Like that
Yeah,
second
they do.
episode really kind of delivers. Like the Magneto stuff hits hard.
Yeah, where I was very confused in episode 1 because they were like referencing old stuff. Episode 2 kind of like is where it picks up its own story mostly.
Mhm.
And that's where it's like, okay, I can watch now and just focus from here forward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Magneto rocks.
Yeah.
Magneto
liking
fucking
Magneto.
came in hard. He came in hard.
And
He shows up in the office, and then like from the minute he's on screen, he steals the show.
I had some like unexpected moments where I was like, I didn't see that coming actually.
Yeah, I thought
Which
Magneto
ones?
was gonna like snap. No.
I also thought that.
Oh man, when he brought everybody
I was
up
waiting.
into space,
Mm-hmm.
that shit was crazy. He was like, "What a flex, too! What a flex!" He just goes up. He's like, "I could just kill all of you right now."
He literally
but
flew up there
I'm
and I
gonna
was
be-
like, Omni-Man.
he's like, "But I'm not going to. But I just want you to know, I could have."
I
That was
really
good.
liked how his reasoning behind trying to be good was because of
Not even because he wants to.
Yeah, it's because of his friend's death. Just because
Yeah,
of
to
how much
honor
he loved
Charles's
his
memory.
friend.
Charles is going to come back and he's like, all right, I'm going back to being bad. You're alive.
Yeah, I know. He comes back from space.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, guess I can go back to being the villain.
Yeah, the the original show, it was kind of designed to get people into the comics, like X-Men comics specifically, and it takes storylines ripped right from the comics. Like it went in line with what was happening at the time, or like slightly earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And this is following that same timeline of the comics, like to a T. So like if you've seen or read those X-Men comics from back in the day, you kind of know what's going on. So like all this stuff with Jean, all this stuff with Magneto, I know roughly like what's
That's pretty
gonna
cool.
happen.
You know what's cool is, and this has actually always been the case with X-Men. It's not even specifically these 2 episodes. But what I've always liked about X-Men is it's like it hits that Naruto feeling for me where there really is no bad guy because everyone gets fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is like
I was-
the main thing behind Naruto, just because you haven't seen it.
Yeah. If you think about it, X-Men, they're not really fighting villains. Like they have major villains like Master Mold.
No,
the
they're
Sentinel
fighting
thing.
oppression.
Literally, yeah, that is really what they are fighting as a group. Like their existence is because of that,
Can I be
which
honest?
is kind of cool.
You
Yeah.
know how
What's up?
terrifying
That's what this is for.
like it would be like as like a human. So like
That's what I'm saying.
like imagine like seeing these like gods pretty like they're gods because like an average Joe cannot do any like remotely anything any of them can do.
Yeah, right. Imagine Magneto just launches your house away.
Like remember when they stormed the courtroom and they like
And they just
actually
put him in a
caged
cage.
them? Like imagine
Yeah.
like is that not gonna trigger some sort of like, oh shit, we need to protect ourselves response?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about it, because it's that Naruto thing, man. It's all about point of view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, the humans are reasonable for being scared, and yes, the mutants are reasonable for being like, yo, why am I being like
Yeah.
bodied?
Humans are
But then
prosecuting
also,
mutants, but
you
mutants
have
are
your
also
extreme-
killing humans.
Yeah, you have your extreme people on each side that then ruin it for the good people on each side.
Yes, it's so I love that. That's such a good storytelling like piece to the whole
Watch
thing. It's so
Naruto.
believable.
No, you would love Naruto.
That is the whole point of Naruto. That is like, I would say probably the secondary theme right after hard work, but definitely the theme of Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited to see episode 3 after everything I've heard people say about it. So I'm definitely on board and I will continue to watch.
I think
So-
I am very. Episode 1, I was like, this is all right. Episode 2, I was like, this is fire. It's got that Naruto theme, so I'm in on it.
I'm in on it
Yeah.
too. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, one other thing that I really liked, that fight in the first episode, like the ending one, where they're all working together and stuff, when it looked super awkward, and I don't know how it physically worked, but when Gambit jumped on Wolverine's back and was riding him, do you remember that?
Oh yeah, and he like
Yes.
magic charged his claws.
Yeah, that was sick. I don't know how he was standing on his back, though. Like, I get it, Wolverine's short, but like he was standing straight up. Like, where was he standing on his ass? Like, what was
Obviously,
going on? But
he's
anyway,
kind of
That was
badass.
like frog style.
yeah. But he like charged his claws. That was bad. I loved that. That was
Yeah.
so cool. And then he launches him with his staff
Belly
too,
up.
which was cool.
That was another
You know,
good line.
Yeah.
this is kind of just a thing on, I guess, Marvel in general that I think is like a cool thing to like notice. So if you look back in the day, right, like of when superhero stuff wasn't as popular, you know, like original Spider-Man 1 or Iron Man 1 or like the Spider-Man animated series and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's cool to see like the change between like in that time you had these comic book stories that needed to be adapted in a way that was like more reasonable for people to watch, because everyone's like, I don't want to see that nerd shit. But now we're at the point in life that these things are popular, so they can just do the comic books and no one cares.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
A
agree.
lot of
Except they
things that were
don't a lot of
nerdy,
the time. A lot of the time
socially
they don't do the
acceptable.
comic book, and that's the problem.
Yeah, they change it
Yeah.
and they don't read it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they
Marvel's
think they
done a
still
good
need to
job
do
of
that
that,
or
though.
something.
Yeah. One other thing to note about this show. So there's a season 2 that's already greenlit. But
I just hope it stays on this level.
yeah, the guy that's in charge or was in charge, like I guess Disney fired him or removed him from the project. There's like some controversy going on about, apparently he had like an OnlyFans or something.
What's wrong
he
with
wasn't
that?
doing, he didn't do anything. I don't know. He didn't, it just doesn't fit
He
with
was just trying to make a quick
Disney's
buck.
image. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it seems like everyone's doing it nowadays. If you can get them do it and make money, you might as well do it.
Oh my gosh,
I
Bert.
just can
Go
imagine
tell
Bert.
Disney.
I can just imagine Bert's face. He goes, "What's wrong with that?"
But yeah, so
Don't shame
the guy that
someone
was
for
like
their
the
job.
yeah, the guy that was in charge of the show is no longer in charge, but he did have a part in season 2. So hopefully we will maybe at least get 2 good seasons. We'll see.
Here's my hope for this show, right? And I think that this is it's a necessity for me to complete it and be like, that was good, because this is something that, like, luckily, I hate to bring it up again, but Naruto sticks through with this mostly. There needs to not be a clear bad guy, like, oh, all the humans are wrong, or oh, no, the mutants are all wrong.
Yeah, they
That
have to
can't
keep
happen.
it morally ambiguous.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I think that's what's going to end up kind of happening. There is going to be some bigger threat, though, just because I know stuff that's going to happen
Yeah.
if they do that. But
Because honestly, at
It will be
first I
cool.
was like kind of skeptical because they were just shitting on humans, like, you guys, it's all your fault. But then, like, half-ish point through the episode, it turns on them, and then it's like, these guys are bad. It's like I really liked it.
yeah, I really like Magneto when he is the leader of the X-Men. That's a big part in the comics that lasts for many years. And it's one of the best Magneto character moments for him. So it's really cool. What did you guys think of the Rogue Magneto thing?
I don't really
I
know
didn't
anything
know
about it,
enough
so
about
I don't
Rogue.
have much opinion. I think it's kind of
was weird
effed
to
up.
me.
She bodied her homie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
felt
weird.
bad
That
for
was the one
him.
thing I was like, oh man, that's
I know the
really weird. I
feeling.
didn't see that coming. Yeah.
Your last
But,
girlfriend went with your teacher. Is that what you're saying? That
No.
feeling?
But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm gonna keep watching. This gives me hope. This gives me hope for that that they will do the X-Men Justice in live action when they finally do that. So if this is all the X-Men content that we're gonna get, we're in good hands.
Honestly, I'm not too trustworthy in the live action until I see the live action.
Yeah, I mean,
the
that's
main
fair.
takeaway I have here is that American animation is like on the rise. Finally,
Yes, it's finally becoming a thing.
they're actually trying now, and they're getting bangers. Like this, so far at least, could be terrible. Spider-Verse being a big one. Mario, yeah, but that's CG animation. I mean, more like traditional stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja
Spider-Verse
Turtles,
definitely.
that's a big
Ninja
one.
Turtles, that was a big one. Yeah. Definitely a trend that's
Invincible.
growing. Invincible, yeah. I'm not a fan of the Invincible. This is our good segue of the Invincible animation, to be honest.
I don't think it's
Feels
like
stiff to me.
amazing, but I do like it more than the X-Men one.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just never personally
It
liked it,
seems
even
cleaner.
from season 1. It is cleaner. It's more clean and like I feel like it's sharp, but I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just not my cup of tea, I guess. All right, but let's get into Invincible then. So that's unless anybody has anything else to say about X-Men. I think we pretty much covered it all.
Much better than we expected, at least me.
Yeah.
Even after episode 1, I was like, this is okay. But episode 2, I was like, good. That was good.
Let's do real quick, final score for the 2 episodes. What would you say?
In order, probably 5.
Just they released together, so do a combined score. out of 10.
6, I guess.
Yeah, like 6 or
6,
7.
really?
Because I'm
Dang, I was gonna
5
go-
episode 1, 7 for episode 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 7.
Reasonable.
Apparently, episode 3 bumps it up a whole nother score, but we'll see. I'm gonna go 7 though for now.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty good. Invincible now. So let's get into that. Episode 6 just dropped last week. We were left on like a major cliffhanger.
Yo,
we didn't know if
this
what's his
episode
name?
had some twists that I was like, I was literally watching it, and I'm not even kidding you. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And then later, I'm not gonna say it yet, but I was like, no way. And then like a few minutes later, I was like, what the fuck?
My booty hole was clenched the whole time I was watching this, or at least in the
That
beginning.
is sus. That is sus.
That is
I was
sus.
stressed, dude.
Can I
Yeah.
start it off here?
Yeah, you go.
So
You probably remember this better than me.
it comes back. I can't remember which of the 2 going on fights it starts with, but I think it was the ones on Earth.
I think so too. I think it was Rex.
Yeah, so I'm going to start with that. I believe last time we talked about this and we're like, I don't think Rex is going to die. And then instantly they shoot Rex in the head. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot believe that he actually just died.
My heart
I did not think he was going to die.
My initial reaction was, wow, I didn't think they were going to do that. But then, I'm not going to lie, this is my honest thought. When I saw his eyeball looking the way that it did and where it was so specific, they focused on it for at least a frame or 2 frames or whatever, where the bullet hole was in his eye. I was like, he might survive this. Like, there's a potentiality somewhere that he actually does survive this. So I was like, we'll see.
On his head, when I saw the hole, I was like, oh, maybe he lives. It seems kind of shallow.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was
what do you mean shallow? It came out the other side.
No, like it skimmed the surface.
But it was like,
it didn't go
like
through
it hit the
center.
corner.
It wasn't like through his forehead.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
I did not think that.
Survivable.
But I saw him get shot and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that just happened. Then I think it cuts to the other guys and it shows them fighting. Great fight scene, actually, of them defending Robot/Rudy while he's doing his thing. That was a good part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
Eventually, Eve gets up, and then good fight, good stuff. Nothing really noteworthy there besides it's just good. Then we come back to the Rex thing, and the guy's like, haha, I did it.
They defeat them.
What?
And then when they're trying to leave, the Martians
Well,
are
they
like,
haven't
we need to
defeated
keep
them
this
yet.
guy.
No, they haven't. That didn't happen yet.
Sorry.
So they're fighting over on that ship. Robot's working on his thing. He finishes his thing, and then it goes back. I'm pretty sure is how it goes. And then we see that Rex is actually alive, which then I was like, no way. What is I was shocked. I don't know. I guess I just am not paying attention. I was still
surprised. I just in the back of my mind was like, he could possibly, maybe he could. I was
and
like,
then,
but probably
then
not.
once he was alive and he was just on the floor, I was like, okay, so he's gonna be barely alive here, and someone's gonna save him. But then he gets up and kicks this guy's ass, and I was like, what the? This is insane.
Rex is an absolute badass.
He stabs this guy to death with his own bone.
Yeah.
He's a fucking unit.
And I was like,
Rex
wow.
is built diff.
That
is the definition of built diff.
As a guardian of the globe.
So now I've already been shocked 3 times, okay? And then the freaking shrinking Ray girl survived, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
how
I don't know
did
how
you
she
survive?
survived.
I thought when she got eaten, I was like, she can survive that. I was kind of upset. I was like, what? She's just shrunk. She could definitely survive. But then I was like, all right, I guess they killed her. But I was surprised too that she came back, because in the moment I was like, she could survive that.
Yeah.
But I thought that they killed her.
Really, I'm not even kidding. Of the last 2 episodes, the first 2 of this comeback, Rex has had the best moments. His fight end of the last episode and beginning of this one were so insane. I was like, that was awesome. It
sounds like he's going through a character growth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Finally, because I know the popular opinion of season 1 was Amber's shit, but then secondary opinion was Rex is annoying. But I've always liked Rex, so I'm glad that he's getting to now turn a little bit, so people will kind of like him, hopefully, because I've liked him all the time.
Yeah, he even said so himself. Yeah. It took him almost dying, or him dying pretty much to
realize that he was a dick.
Yeah,
and he's getting a new hand, so that's cool.
Hey.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, Rex stabs this guy to death with his bone, and they save him, save Shrinking Ray, get the body of Kate or whatever. And that ends. Then we go back to the spaceship. Robot's device is done. And Mark is going to try and take it to the main guy. It's supposed to, kick these things off of everyone, shut them down. There's a small moment with him and Immortal. They're
they have a couple moments, the 2 of them.
But they were actually, I thought they were decent moments.
Yeah. He's starting to win him over, I think, it looks like.
Yeah. Slowly. So he ends up letting Mark do it, and he actually helps him do it, which is cool too.
Yeah.
Well, also, Mark's starting to defend
get
himself more, because he's not letting Cecil or Immortal push him around so much.
Yeah, we saw that in the last episode too, where he's just like, you guys are going to spy on me anyway, so why even bother telling you anything?
Mm-hmm. And then, they knock him off, get the things out. I think Robot and Eve are taking over for a second, but then they just save them with a cool little team up with Immortal and Invincible.
Yeah, that was good. That was it was so dumb that they even got taken over though, because they immediately fixed it.
Yeah. But there might be something about that because at the end of the episode.
Yeah. The thing in the sink.
Yeah.
That was fucked up.
So that might happen to them too, actually.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
But back to like where we were. I thought this was hilarious. I think Mark, Steven, it's Glenn from The Walking Dead, great voice actor.
Steven Yeun.
I think I don't know, man. Mark has some funny ass moments to me, and I don't even think it's meant to be super funny, but like specific, like just a throwback to season 1 that I think is hilarious. That scene where like Mark is running upstairs and Amber's there and then going to save the world and then coming back and his dad's trying to tell him something and he's just like, yep. And he's just nodding. I think that like it's just so funny the way it's delivered. I don't know why. And I had a similar feeling to that one here when they're like, we can't let you leave with our traitor or whatever. We need to take him. And he's like, take him and do what exactly? And they're like, he'll be executed. He goes, okay. And then it like
no, he says, I understand. He says, I understand.
I understand. Like that was so funny to me. Like
that part did
his
make
delivery
me laugh.
is so good.
Yeah, that's all the voice acting. I agree with you. Those are good.
It's like a moment that's so little, but it actually is so funny to me. He's like, I understand. And then it's like the cut was good too. That was a good moment. Running.
I did like that. What are the other major plot points here? We get more with
Kate's
his
funeral
mom
is a big plot point.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that. What did you guys think of the funeral for Kate? That actually I thought was pretty good. I did not expect to get the stuff that we got from the Immortal, which I kind of was like, okay, this adds something to him.
I'm glad that he's getting a little more character.
Yeah, I thought they only hooked up once or twice in the shower. I didn't know he cared.
Yeah. But yeah, it really like messed him up. He's pretty emotional about it. And we see him and who's the one that is like consoling him?
The guy with the goggles? I forget his name.
No, I can't. Is it
the
him?
alien?
I felt like it was some big guy.
He looks like Lucio.
I can't remember who it was. You're probably right.
You know, the guy that looks like Lucio,
No,
right?
it was the big guy. It was damn, what's his name? Sam? No. What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Black Samson?
Black Samson, yes, you're right.
Yeah, it's him. I liked that moment.
Yeah, I actually like Black
Immortal
Samson
actually starts
too.
crying. That was pretty surprising too.
And then you have like the moment with Kate, or not Kate, with you have like a small moment that this isn't actually, I think, the best moment. You have this small moment with Eve and Rex. Obviously, she's sad Rex got bodied. It's fine.
There's a
it's
moment
reasonable.
right before that
Yes,
with Rex and Invincible.
That was a great moment. That one I liked a lot because I didn't even expect it.
Yes.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I did like that.
So like they seem to bond. They seem like somewhat kind of friends finally, which is cool.
Yeah, there's like a big ass freaking love rectangle forming or something.
Dude, I know it's
like,
gonna be so messy later.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
I love Rex, but I really just want it to be Eve and Mark. I want what's her name to just kind of go away, and I want Rex to just, I don't know, find his own thing that he likes.
Did I not say Amber's gonna die? Did I predict that? I feel like I predicted that.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
you
I'm doing
predicted
it
that.
right.
I feel like
she's still
something's
gonna
got to
die.
happen with her because they're like building. I feel like they're building a bond between Eve and Mark, but also Amber's still there. But it's not like it's a toxic thing where she would leave. Like they're kind of like
still friends with Eve too.
Yeah, exactly. And they're making it seem,
and now Mark's friend with Rex somewhat like.
Yeah, and they're making it seem like they're not gonna break up. Like they did for a second, but then at the end it seemed like no, you guys shouldn't break up. But it also seems like he should be with Eve, so it's like she's probably gonna die.
Like when
I think so. I called this, so if that my prediction holds.
like when they were listing out the problems and stuff, it's like with the relationship. I felt like the entire time Eve would be the one to be able to fix all those problems.
Exactly. She's like, man, you really need someone who wears pink, has red hair, can manipulate atoms. It's the only chance he's got.
Yeah.
They might as well have just said that.
Yeah. I agree. Hopefully we get that. We're shipping that.
But cool moment
what
with Mark and Rex, and then you were saying Debbie with the kid.
Oh yeah, the mom and the
kid is named now?
Yeah, what was his name?
Oliver.
Named after
They
Grandpa.
I liked the moment where the Debbie's getting like nannies interviewed and stuff.
Yeah.
Thought that was a cool one.
I hated that. I think that's a dumb ass decision. Like, she's like, I can do it, but I'm getting a nanny. Like, what?
I mean, she doesn't really have a choice. She kind of has to.
I guess.
And the nanny seemed cool. Like,
At least
I'm
the
sure
nanny
there's
was up
something
front.
ulterior motive.
the nanny
you know?
did seem cool, but I'm still sus that she's just like, that's just the play.
Yeah, I don't trust Cecil in that government organization really at all.
I mean, I don't think they would like steal it or anything, but I would think they would like occasionally do tests on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well-
just a little bit of human experimentation.
Also, though, then the biggest, so like that's the main thing, right? It's like those fights at the beginning, people dealing with what happened in those fights with the people who died and were damaged and whatever. And then our next main plot point is now really the main focus for like a while is Amber and Mark, and like, oh, we're not working out. Mark talks to Rex. Then he goes and talks to the like soup maker guy that I forget the name of.
Yeah.
Can't remember his name either.
So Mark goes and
That
talks
was
to
also a
him.
good
Well, Mark
one.
doesn't
That
really
was
have
good.
Finds
many
out-
people to talk to.
And he
Yeah.
got his dad's books from that guy
Yeah.
also.
And Amber goes to talk to Eve, and that's when, like Bert was saying, they're basically, I have this problem, and it seems like they're setting him up for Eve. But end of that comes to Mark's like, yeah, my dad told me about his books, and Suit Guy ends up having the books. And honestly, this is cooler than I thought it was going to be for what the books are relating to.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go this way.
I did not think that this surprised me too. I did not think it was going to be the revelation that it was, which it was the weaknesses that Viltrumites have. That
Mhm.
Or things
surprised
that
me.
Nolan came
was gonna-
across that he determined were weaknesses.
Yeah, which was
I love
that's
that, actually.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, because up until this point, we've really had no weaknesses to a Viltrumite other
Besides
than
that
other
sound
Viltrumites.
thing.
Yeah, and that. So, definitely adds a layer.
Yeah, so Mark
makes it
finds those
interesting.
books, reads through them, finds that out. Also, just a small side thing. William's boyfriend comes back briefly.
Yeah, this was so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like there was really no need for that. It's kind of just, I think it's just to expand more on Donald's story.
Yeah, Donald's going through it, man.
I feel so
He's really
bad
going
for
through
it.
it.
But I feel
Talk
like
about
we
an
could have just
identity
gone without
crisis.
William. Or, sorry, not William. I feel like we could have just gone without that guy and focused more on Donald for that specific thing.
Probably.
But
Yeah, of
maybe
all the
it'll work
arcs
out.
that are going on, that's my least interested one.
Luckily, it doesn't take up much time.
Yeah, it's like a couple scenes in each episode, if that.
But then, like, the main ending is, oh my gosh, what's his name? Adam? No.
I keep forgetting his name. I
Alan.
don't know.
Oh yeah, Alan. He comes.
Alan comes back,
Oh yeah. I like Alan.
and he's ripped.
Dude, he's
Alan-
Freaking
built.
jacked.
Alan shows up in space. Another funny moment, actually, where it's like the communicating. He's like, "Oh, you can only communicate to me, not to him."
That's the kind of humor that I like, because
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that is such a realistic thing to not actually work that nobody would assume, and then they just call it out. That was so funny.
But the reason to me, well, yes, I agree with you. But the specific moment to me that was funny was like how he said something to him, and then it just like stopped, and no one said anything for a couple seconds,
Yeah, that's why it's funny.
and then he's like, "What?"
He's like, oh yeah, this isn't like a three-way communication thing. It only works one way.
There's an uptake coming.
Yeah, so
Yeah, he does say
he
there's an
did
update
say
coming.
that. But anyways,
man.
He ends up talking to Alan. It really seems like they're building up for a big war coming. And my
Yeah.
guess is that we're going to have some kind of rescue Omni-Man arc. And then after that happens, we're going to start really ramping up towards this war.
Yeah. Side note, the other Viltrumite, the old one that ripped his beard off. Remember we talked about that last
Yes.
episode?
Mm-hmm.
He's voiced by Optimus Prime.
I did
I
know
knew-
that.
I knew that voice. It was too iconic not to mention, but I forgot to mention it last time.
Yeah, so exciting stuff that there seems to be a war coming. Mark shares his Viltrumite weakness info with the homies. I don't think he said
I
anything
think it's
about
pretty cool how he
Oliver,
downloaded
though.
books.
He scanned them.
Yeah, like just mass scan them. Like
Yeah.
that.
So-
Another thing,
Good stuff.
we want to talk about the thing in the sink.
Oh yeah. So then, after credit or after cut
No,
to black
actually, I don't
or
even
something?
think this is the after credit. I think there's another one. Remember?
No, I don't. But spaceman that finally got back, that
Yeah,
was
the
taken
astronaut.
over. He spit up one of those sequids in the sink, so now they're on Earth, which is really bad. And
Yeah,
My
and it took
theory-
him over again.
yes, and my theory was that possibly that could happen to Robot and Eve, but also maybe not, because that guy was up there a lot longer than they were.
Yeah, so who knows if it implanted an egg or something? I don't know. And then the other one, which I think actually was a post-credit, was the big-brained guy, Braxton
Oh yes,
Levy
Yeah.
or something.
Angstrom.
Dude, he
Levy?
looks dapper in
Angstrom.
his suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they revealed that he's finally back, which I was wondering, like, this guy was in the show in the beginning. I thought he was going to be the main big bad, but now I'm kind of interested to see how many episodes do we have left? 3?
2.
Damn.
These next two are going to be
7.
insane.
Oh, shit, yeah. How are we going to figure all of this stuff out in 2 episodes?
About
It's
to
going to be
find out.
tough.
I don't. He's gonna come in towards the end and be the next season. I think.
The cliffhanger for
I
the
think
next season.
the rest of this season is getting Omni Man. That's my guess.
Do you think we're going to have the Viltrumite, war battle
No,
thing?
No,
I think that's
No.
definitely next season.
Damn, this is going to... Damn, that kind of sucks. Because
it really
then
feels like we
nothing will
got
have
2
happened.
seasons in the lineup right now.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like anything will have happened if none of that goes down.
Well, Mark is definitely more badass now.
Yeah, hopefully Amber freaking dies.
Mark is way, way stronger than he was season 1.
Yeah, he even tells Immortal, I'm stronger and faster than you. Like, just let me do this.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant like in a fight though. I think he just meant physically, like he could take a bigger hit.
Yeah, which I mean, probably
Because
could take him
earlier
in
in
a
the
fight then.
season, Immortal was winning when they were like sparring or something.
Oh, yeah. I still think Mark might be able to take him now,
Yeah,
though.
maybe now.
Because that was before he went to fought those Viltrumites.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Mark is definitely much stronger than season 1 at this point. I don't think he is on the compete with the Viltrumite level yet, but I think by the end of the season he will be.
Yeah, I think so. All right, that's all for the Invincible stuff, unless anybody else has anything else to mention. I think we covered most of it, if not all of it, all the major plot points. You guys want to give your score for this episode 6?
I think I can't remember what I gave the last one, so now it's like,
Yeah.
I think I gave it
I
a
liked
7 or
I
an
liked
8.
this episode better than the last one, actually, and you guys liked the last one a lot.
Yeah, man, this one
They're
was a
like
lot
so
better.
close for me. What?
No.
For me, they're
I think
like
that
this
that-
one is either the same or slightly lower.
It opened.
I think this one's
the opening
a little bit better.
is what's
It's like
making
the
it hard.
opposite, right? The last one started off.
Wild. Or
How did the last one start? Did it start like right into it?
well, it started with
Yeah, because Mark was still on the Traxon planet,
Yeah.
so he had to
Yes,
come
his
home,
dad
and then
just
they had to
got,
like catch everybody up on everything, all that.
Yeah, they're like opposites, right? Because the last one started slow and ended fast, and this one started fast
ended slow.
and ended slow.
Yeah, I like this one better just because the things that were being talked about, like the character stuff,
Yeah,
was more
true.
interesting than it was in the last one. So that's why I liked
like
it better,
seeing
and
the
it still had like
relationship.
enough action.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think you've convinced me. Also because I laughed more and I was more shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the awe factor of the last episode was crazy. But
Yeah, I
this
think
one, I
part
feel
of
like
the-
the character stuff
And
was a
even
little
this one
better,
had
and then
awe
it still had
factor.
action. So I was,
Yes.
yeah. So I was like, okay, I like this.
I feel like part of the reason I liked the last one so much just because I was like, I forgot Invincible was like
Hype.
good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
now I'm
fair.
realizing, oh, all the episodes are good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think I did like it was definitely funnier. I would say
I just like the character stuff going on more.
yeah. Yeah, I think I'd still rate it the same as the last one, but I did like it slightly more.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I think it
Me
was
too.
better than. I think I gave the last one a 7.
I'm pretty sure I gave it an 8, and I think 8 as well.
I'm gonna say an 8.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. So a little lower than, or a little higher than X-Men, but X-Men's just getting rolling. So
Maybe episode
Yeah,
3
that's-
will
deep
be
into
9
Invincible right now.
for X-Men.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, oh man, it's just like we're down to the last 2 episodes. I'm just worried that we're gonna not.
We waited so
Have
long
a
for season
satisfi-
2 of Invincible and nothing happened.
Yes, and then if nothing happens, I'm going to be a
we
little
have to
upset.
wait
That'll bring my score
again.
down.
Also, like season 1's conclusion was so goddamn good that it, like, I don't know if they can compete with that.
Yeah, it's going to be
It
really
was
hard.
a meme on the internet, the ending, for a long time.
It was so
Yeah.
good that is a fatality in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, the Think Mark meme. Legendary.
Think, Bert. Think. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's everything. We will be back next week. Not sure what's going to happen for that episode. We need to play Halo 4, so
Ooh, that's going to
we
be
do
tough.
need to try and do that, but it's going to be tough. But there is a lot of stuff going on. Godzilla will be out by that point, so maybe, who knows, we may switch things up. But stay tuned, and we will get back to the Halo thing at some point. We just need to figure it out.
And we hate
And we're going to
Halo
start
4.
making a backlog of some episodes because I'm going to be traveling in May. So there'll be some stuff coming out during that time in May that we'll mention again later. Won't be normal episodes. So
One of them's going to be The Boy in the Heron, guaranteed.
yeah, we're going to
That's
have some
fun.
other content coming out for that.
I don't know
All right,
what else, though. What has
we're
everyone
we're in
been
the
up
works.
to? Is our final segment.
Yeah, I have not been up to anything.
Cool. That's it.
I was out of town. And
Oh yeah, you went to
I spent a lot of money.
you went to, what was it called? CES, I want to say.
I went to PAX.
PAX. Okay. How was
You
it?
gotta go, Bert. It was so cool. That was definitely a top 5 moment of my life.
Oh, damn.
Dang. Yeah, I want to go.
I spent so much money though. I'm glad that I had like saved up money for it. I let me look at my freaking card right now. I spent $608, not including like tickets, plane, and hotel.
You just
Like just on things that I wanted that were there.
yeah, man, going there.
Damn.
Yeah, you'd have to bring money.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of cool things. Some things I want to actually... you know what? This will be one of our backup episodes. I bought 2 board games. I couldn't fit them in my bag, so they're shipping. They'll be here eventually. We're going to play them when Bert gets back into town, and that'll be like one of our backlog episodes. So, very fun board games. Not too hard to understand. One of them is a Marvel board game, so maybe you'll
Okay.
actually try it.
I
Interesting.
like board games.
Piqued
I'm
my
willing
interest.
to try them.
I do too. I like board games too.
Yeah. So, very, very excited. I got 2 board games. I've got 3 video games. I got 2 maps. I got another sort of 3D Halo art thing that is also coming in the mail eventually. Some dice.
You're merched up.
Cool. Cool.
It's exciting. So we'll play those games. We'll probably combine both into one episode. It'll be one of our backlog episodes. Maybe we'll do a tournament of both.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Talk about it more.
But there you go. That's sneak peek at the summer episodes. One will be Boy and the Heron. One will be a double board game feature.
Sweet.
That's
All
my
right,
2,
cool.
guys. You got to think of your backlog ones now.
I have some ideas, but I need to think about them more.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting thought into it now.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you everybody next week. Thank you for listening. Continue to support the show. Continue to listen. Leave us some ratings and reviews if you watch the show on iTunes or Spotify. That helps with our
Apple Podcasts.
exposure.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
See ya.
Keep it
Yep.
salty.
See ya.